Energy production and utilization raise several ethical and moral dilemmas. Continuing to use fossil fuels creates enormous ethical concerns, and the air is becoming more toxic day by day. Fossil fuels are non renewable energy sources. Therefore, every barrel of oil or boatload of coal burned today is lost to future generations. In one sentence, the world is in dire need of a change. The world depicts problems that might be unsolvable if the people living in it are too late to take responsibility. Global warming and climate change are all related. Even though fossil fuels are so important, undoubtedly they will be the reason to harm the ecosystem. The main culprit is the greenhouse effect, which must be kept at a certain rate. For that to maintain, keeping emissions at their lowest must be nurtured, so the world thought. While nuclear power has fewer accidents, fossil fuels are more prone to errors. Indeed, another prediction that they will never be as safe as wind and solar energy. For instance, burning oil is prevalent in the petroleum sector, especially when tankers crash. Fossil fuels wreak havoc on the planet. Thus, demand and supply for these resources are constantly questioned. Suppliers and customers struggle to carry and utilize these resources due to rising costs. When the cost gets exorbitant, the user is obliged to use alternatives. All current and future issues make human society doubt itself. They'll have to shift to a more convenient path, but will it be a successful paradigm in all cases? How about neuroethics? Will there be snacks? That's what our commercial is trying to answer.
So now we move on to the adoption of green energy. As, as responsible global citizens, human beings have started realizing the turmoil the world is about to face, and so we have begun to embrace green energy. Using as much natural resources as possible, renewable energy helps pay off certain debts. Beginning with creating more employment fields, people also start making smarter and greener choices. From solar power for heating and energy generation to hydroelectric impoundment facilities, everything is getting a new start. On a larger scale, cities have begun to transform into green cities, satisfying the triple bottom line: social, economic, and environmental. Recycling, shifting manufacturing buildings away from residential areas, waste to energy conversion, composting organic materials, etc., have been going on, which make us hopeful about our future. Even in socio-economic terms, people from all stages take preparation as they had the understanding that each unit of renewable energy will create more employment than fossil fuels. With whatever non-renewable energy resources they had left, government authorities make a plan to use those as the reservoir before the world goes fully green. The plan took a lot of precise budget planning as well as previous statistics analysis. R. Buckminster Fuller made a statement that there was no energy crisis, simply a crisis of ignorance. Well, it was high time people put an end to it.
We keep saying things about change, but let's take a look at what changes we're implying on in our story. For once and all, the first thing that the world notices within a few weeks is that they can breathe in fresh, energy filled, non dusty air. Zero greenhouse gas emission made everything feel better already. It is clear that in order to develop the environment, humans should have employed green energy a long time ago. Solar, wind, geothermal biomass, hydroelectric power being used concurrently prove the potentials of techs like solar panels, wind turbines, photovoltaics, hydroenergy, artificial photosynthesis, and cellulosic ethanol. Society also feels the threats of global warming slowly neutralizing when clean and inexhaustible energy, zero emission, energy independence, self sufficiency, and sustainability is visible. Additionally, the prediction of employment chances gets proved right too, when individuals start to profit monetarily from working on green energy initiatives. Renewable technologies, which are typically mechanized and capital intensive, need more labor. Solar panels require installers, whereas wind farms require professionals. These organizations make lease payments to landowners who enable wind farms to be built. Fertilizer for biodiesel plants are grown on rural property by farmers and landowners both. These groundbreaking boosts keep people interested in investing more in green energy.
We finally move on to the ethical dilemma. Now, let's look at the cons the world suddenly faces after going green. The shortage of the production of renewable energy with respect to world demand has been felt for a few years now. This inadequacy just wasn't right to feed the whole world. Renewable energy is unreliable most of the times. As an example, climate dependency decreases the momentum of turbine blades and puts strain on solar and hydropower plants. People start to realize gradually that renewable energy technologies are still in their infancy and are comparably inefficient. It is challenging to capture multiple types of energy, resulting in significant installation and maintenance expenses. As a result, prediction becomes difficult, and investors, as usual, are afraid of low returns. Construction and upkeep charges aren't getting any cheaper, so some economical questions are being thrown out as well. Not to mention, renewable energy production requires a lot of land mass. The stats given out by scientific research facilities stated that before the change, solar panels could produce 20 megawatts on 40 hectares using the energy generation tax they already had. The number was much higher with bigger ratios of nuclear plants. It was 1000 megawatts on 259 hectares. With the solar energy facilities of the green plan, it's only 200 megawatts on 259 hectares. Tainted renewable energy is a term that you don't want to know. Funny thing is, you need a minimum amount of fossil fuel to prepare the resources slash raw materials for renewable energy. However, people are still hopeful because they feel that the benefits outweigh the negatives, and the government has yet again taken the responsibility of negating out the dilemmas on their shoulders. Back in reality, the problem remains in terms of cost and the new ethical adjustments individuals must follow. The option is yours, based on your level of struggle handling.
Now that we know what type of ethical quandaries we might be facing if we go fully green, we should know more convenient ways of transitioning to green energy. First of all, green energy should be made affordable for everyone. Secondly, the transition should be reliable and it must ensure quality of services. Next, rehabilitation for workers currently employed in fossil fuel energy production should be ensured. Besides that, renewable energy should be readily available and advances should be made in energy storage technologies. Energy systems should also be decentralized in order to prevent the creation of single points of failure. And last but not least, regional cooperation is advisable to ensure the integrity of energy systems.